You new
You
new
brought up
names here.
you brought up that you were doing your main work now in notes and syndications last week.
Yeah, so I write private and I buy real estate syndications, which are basically not technically crowdfunded. So they're for, and that's the other thing. I'll go back to like my passion to blur that line and create real estate professionals. My hope for each of you guys is I can get you out of production. And I had this conversation with one of my students from 4 years ago who just called me today, and he was like, I know who to call when I need help. I've been procrastinating. I need to get back in this. And we had this talk, but he's created a really good job for himself, but he doesn't have a business. And I don't know about you guys, but when I was in the thick of it, working 8 days a week, 17 hours a day in real estate, it felt like a job to me. And I started to educate myself and work on some different things and slowly move in that direction to turn a job into a business. And once I hit the accredited investor status, once you have $1 million in net worth, and you can reach into a whole new world of investment opportunities. So that's the other part of this community that I would like to, I don't know if there's a demand for it. Let's just see a show of hands. If I can show you how to work less, make more, become a millionaire accredited investor, and have access to private equity deals where you get 5-to-1 to 10-to-1 gains in a year, who's interested? Because that's how I built my career. That's the track I went on. I went from a negative net worth to well beyond that, to being able to retire at a very young age and give away more money than I ever thought I could make. And that's what I want to do for all you guys. That's what I really want to do here. I don't want to drive revenue and talk about this and that. I want us all to move in that direction together. And I want to be able to bring us as a group together and take down a private equity deal. So there's a lot of things that I've done. I've been trained by some of the top syndication coaches and attorneys in the country. And I have a lot of friends who are sponsors. And I have a lot of exposure to that world. And my goal is to not show you how to become busier, but how to do less work, retain more money through optimizing your taxes, through investing in certain things that help give you a tax benefit or minimize your taxes, capital gains. You guys heard me with coming up short on his name out of Sacramento, the guy that had the opportunity 2 weeks ago. I encouraged him not to flip that house because a lot of his profit is going to be eaten up by taxation. And there's a lot of things we can do that we can make an extra 20% return, even though someone else might be like, that guy's a damn fool. The margin was thin on that deal. But if we can use that to minimize our earned income tax, then it can have a huge return. So that's the kind of stuff I want to start teaching. So Joyce, what's in that is in 2013, I moved in 2012. I started in production. By 2013, I had learned enough that I was like, oh, I got to do something different. And I started writing small balance mortgages. The smallest mortgage I've ever written was $6,000 for a 4-day period. And it's 1 point origination, 15% interest. And if they go out of term, whether that's the term is a week or the term is 5 years, if they go out of term, the interest rate retroactively adjusts to 18%. So there's an incentive not to default. Now, I've done those anywhere from, I don't know, $6,000 for a few days to several $100,000 for up to 5 years. And you think, what kind of damn fool would pay 15% interest? And it's one that trusts you and one that knows you're not going to give them a bunch of BS fees and run around, and you can fund the deal tomorrow. And I only do it with people that I've been able to personally vet, like that I know, and I underwrite the assets on my own. I write in markets where I know the market, but I've come to trust PropStream quite a bit. I've written a couple out of market loans where I knew the person, but I didn't know the neighborhoods or the market, and I underwrote it solely with PropStream because I do trust. There's no database is perfect. PropStream's pretty close. And as far as syndications, for a true syndication, you have to have accredited investor status, meaning you have to have at least a $200,000 annual income or a $400,000 joint filer's income or $1 million net worth, excluding your primary residence. And once you clear that bar, you can just get a letter from your CPA, you fill out the questionnaire. That's where you can start to get in deals that have massive gains. And some of these, like in opportunity zones, you can buy into a DST as a Delaware statutory trust. And there's several sponsors who are really savvy. So they set up a Delaware statutory trust in an opportunity zone So your cash flow isn't that great. You're making all of your money by saving the money you would have paid in income tax. But a lot of some of those things we don't actually get to reach into until we can get to that accredited investor status. So as a coach here, anyone who's not a millionaire, that verifiable millionaire, I feel compelled to get your ass there as fast as I can. So one, how do you make money? Two, how do you retain money? Three, how do you minimize taxation? Four, how do you invest for big gains? And five, how do you quit working so damn much? Like those are the things I'm really passionate about teaching now because I was able to achieve it. So we'll start this conversation over in Facebook where we can start to see what everybody feels like they want to learn the most. But this is encouraging to me because I sit and think, oh, nobody really wants to learn all this complicated shit. They just want to learn how to sell probate real estate. But if you guys are eager students, I'm a passionate teacher on this stuff. And it's what I've found over the last several weeks. I spend most of my time helping friends do this stuff, coaching them through strategies, helping them scale their small business, helping them design a lifestyle where they can step out, even down to things like, guys, do you know that I haven't balanced a checkbook since 2005? And I haven't actually physically paid a bill since 2005. I automated my whole life. I do not get physical mail. My mail gets emailed to me and it falls into a Dropbox folder, whether it's personal or which business it's associated with. And I can teach you little things like this that will take back. You can gain back so much of your time and mind space. And those are the little things that really helped me optimize life. And it's why I can, even before this year, before I made a drastic change and moved into an RV, I was traveling 6 to 8 months a year. And I'll tell you, I spend less than $50,000 a year and I live an amazing lifestyle. So I've learned to, like, I was at Macy's last week. My friend of mine's a professional photographer and she did a photo shoot for me. We walked into Macy's. I picked out a Tommy Bahama shirt. It was $120. I walked up to the counter and offered him 70 cents on the dollar and he folded like a damn beach chair and I walked out with the shirt I wanted. I don't pay retail for anything. And you can do this in every area of your life, not just in your real estate portfolio. So there's so much that I have to teach about this stuff, like how you can buy everything at least a 30% discount, how you can save. I've gotten my effective tax rate down to 19% through a lot of these little life hacks that really helped me become more profitable, put that money back in the business, let the business invest it instead of me personally spending it. And it's not going to be the same for all of you guys, but you can take inspiration from it. And so far, only my close friends really benefit from that.